Hey, what is up guys? This is Nishi from MST.TV. So today I was originally going to be sharing with you guys my ban list predictions, but of course Konami released the ban list a couple days ago, which kind of ruined that. For the record, my list was definitely more accurate than Tombox's. Well, maybe like they were about the same. I don't know, I had some correct hits at least. But anyways, last week Konami gave us some early hints about OTS Tournament Pack 13. The expected release date for these packs is still up in the air, as we don't know when tournaments are going to be back on, but the set list has already been determined and the cards are probably already printed. So far, the cards we have confirmed are 1 Ultimate Rare in Book of Moon, and then 3 Super Rares in Scrap Golem, Where Art Thou, and the Generator Token. Now these OTS reprints are pretty decent, maybe not the super relevant ones everyone wants now that Orcus and Spirals are kind of out of the meta. So I thought it would be fun to share with you all my wish list slash prediction list for the other 7 super rares and 2 ultimate rares in the upcoming OTS tournament pack. Let's get started. So to kick things off, this is one that I think everyone is kind of expecting, but the first super rare that I'm looking at here is Cross Sheep. So Cross Sheep is arguably the second best card to come out in Ignition Assault after Lightning Storm, but it was only printed as a rare, much to everyone's surprise. This was definitely done to help a lot of the casual player base, since Cross Sheep is just such an essential card in so many different extra decks. If it were a secret rare, there's a really good chance that it would be really expensive, really pricey, and not really within the price range for a lot of casual players. Now we actually did see this exact same thing happen before with Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, which was a $10 rare on release and then reprinted as an OTS Tournament Pack super rare right after. I'm definitely expecting this very same treatment to apply to Cross Sheep here as well. Next up, Dinosaurs are a really popular deck with a lot of players. The deck is really scary and able to both OTK out of nowhere, as well as set up boards that are quite difficult to break through. Now, one of the key cards in the deck is Miscellaneousaurus, a card that was actually limited at one point but was put back to 3 a couple of ban lists ago. This is a really key card in the deck that can help to save your dinosaurs from being hit by Nibiru, as well as give you the ability to summon a dinosaur from the deck. Despite how useful this card is, it is currently only available as a common, and I think that now that we're fresh off of a ban list where dinosaurs didn't get hit at all, it's the perfect time to give the player base a holo version of Miscellaneousaurus. Next, we've seen a trend of different kaijus being reprinted in OTS tournament packs over the last couple of years. We've seen Gameciel, Dogoran, Cumungus, and Jizukuru all reprinted at different times. Now, in my opinion, I think that now would be the perfect time to introduce the next kaiju to get a holo reprint, Radian the Multi-Dimensional Kaiju. Radian has seen a bit of play over the last year or so, primarily because it is the only dark kaiju, which means that it can be banished off of Allure of Darkness. This has made it a great option for decks like Shadal's or Orcust, or even decks that just want to use the Danger Engine, since you can banish it with Allure if you don't need to summon it to your opponent's field. Given that so many other kaijus have gotten the holo treatment in OTS tournament packs in the past, it makes perfect sense that Radian is next in line. So we've seen a couple of different Madolche cards with confirmed reprints. We saw Magellan and Chocolat a la Mode reprinted in Dual Overload, and we just got Angeli confirmed to be reprinted in this year's Battles of Legends set. With Madolche being such a fan favorite deck, it would absolutely make sense to see some of the lower rarity Madolche cards being rarity bumped this OTS tournament pack, so I would absolutely expect a card like Madolche Chateau to be included as a super rare. Now, to be fair, it could be any number of cards in the deck, including Messengelato, Mufoy, and Ticket, but Chateau is a field spell and it has really pretty artwork, so it is my top choice despite being only played at 1 in the deck. Next up, Heroes continue to be a really popular deck in the game. Even though they were by no means tier 0.5 or anything like that, they did see a fair amount of success with the occasional top here and there. Now, they did just see Malicious get semi-limited on the most recent ban list, but despite this, they receive a pretty significant buff with the new Master Rule, as you can fusion summon to zones without needing them to be opened up by link arrows. Nevertheless, Extra Hero Cross Crusader is still quite an important card for the deck, since it revives a Destiny hero from your graveyard, as well as gives you an extra search. So yeah, definitely still a really strong card for the archetype, and with heroes always being a really popular strategy, it would make a lot of sense to make these key hero cards available in higher rarities. So one of the cards that has seen a fair bit more meta play over the last several months has been a Pointer of the Red Lotus, a trap card that allows you to pay 2,000 life points to look at your opponent's hand and banish a card from there until your opponent's next end phase. It's kind of like a replacement for Mind Crush, since you no longer get to look at your opponent's hand with Mind Crush. Now this is a fairly old card, it only has one printing from way back in Stardust Overdrive, which, if you can believe it, was more than a decade ago. I think that as a card that was just starting to push its way into the meta, a Pointer of the Red Lotus is a great candidate to be a super rare reprint in the next OTS Tournament Pack. Alright, and the last super rare that I'm hoping for here is Shaddoll Dragon. So I don't know why, but Konami just hasn't reprinted a holo version of Shaddoll Dragon yet. It was never an Astral Pack super rare, despite Shaddolls being so popular, and in the last Battles of Legend, they reprinted Falco, Beast, Hedgehog, and Squamata, but not Dragon as an ultra rare. I think I'm asking on behalf of like every single Shaddoll player, Konami, please finally print a holo version of Shaddoll Dragon, so that we can complete the Shaddoll lineup. I'm actually slightly upset that it has taken so long. Even when like the odd person was citing a mini Shaddoll engine with like 3 Shaddoll fusions, Dragon was typically the monster that was used, and it really bugs me that the highest rarity version of this card is a rare. So hopefully this OTS tournament pack will be the one where we finally get a holo version of Shaddoll Dragon. Okay, so now we're on to the ultimate rares, and I get just 2 slots here. So the first one that I'm looking at is Boral Sword Dragon. I'm a really big fan of ultimate rare extra deck monsters, so I definitely want to see something really iconic in this slot. Now at first, I thought Appaloosa might be cool, but we already have the Starlight Rare Appaloosa as a higher rarity, and the card is still due to be reprinted later this year. So maybe this isn't like the right product for it. Maybe down the road we'll see an ultimate rare Appaloosa. I also thought about Abyss Dweller as an extra deck monster, since it has seen a fair amount of play, but I thought maybe we'd see something more recent, right? Because Book of Moon is the other ultimate rare, and it's a fairly old card, so maybe something on the newer end would fit here. Therefore, I think that Boral Sword Dragon is the absolute perfect fit. It is one of the most iconic cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. Arguably, I think it's ban worthy, and one of the best cards as well, able to end games entirely on its own. We've also seen several reprints of this card, so it would make sense to finally have one available in a higher rarity to give players that option to rarity bump this card. I think it has 2 secret rare printings and then 1 ultra rare right now, so an ultimate rare would be a little bit different. It would help the card to stand out as a higher rarity. So yeah, Boral Sword Dragon, definitely a card that I would love to see as an OTS Tournament Pack ultimate rare. Alright, and the other ultimate rare that I would like to see, and the last card on this list, is Evenly Matched. So I wanted to put sort of like a staple type card here, because we've seen so many different generic staple type ultimate rares recently, like Twin Twisters, Solemn Judgment, and Pot of Desires. And with Book of Moon being an old staple, actually kind of like an outdated staple since I don't think anyone really plays it anymore, I thought a newer sort of staple would be appropriate here. So Evenly Matched is another really iconic card in the game at the moment, as one of the big cards that has helped to make going second deck so viable. At the very least, it's virtually a staple in the side deck, as it really helps to simplify the game state when you're going second by hopefully reducing your opponent's board down to a single card. A lot of people look at Evenly Matched as a really strong powerhouse of a card, so I think it would be another great choice as an ultimate rare. Not only is it super iconic, but I think that the artwork of the card would allow for some really nice texturing that would make the card look absolutely beautiful. Now, I am actually kind of torn for this slot between Evenly Matched and Ash Blossom. I think it could go either way, so hopefully at least it's one or the other. But definitely, if I got to choose what other ultimate rare I wanted to see in OTS Tournament Pack 13, I would 100% be voting for Evenly Matched. Alright guys, that is it for today's episode. This one was just a bit more of like a for fun video, since I know you guys probably have been looking at nothing but banlist related content for the past day or so. But hopefully you all enjoyed it anyways. It was actually a lot of fun for me to make and think about as well. There are a ton of other cards that would have made really great choices for either the ultimate rare or the super rare slot. So undoubtedly, there will be a lot of you guys disagreeing with me. With the ultimate rares, you guys can look at so many different cards like the different hand traps. There are other iconic cards in the game at the moment like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno or El Shaddoll Winda. And then for the super rares, there are even more options, cards like Gravity Controller, Barricade Board Blocker, or Salamangreat Falco that are only available as commons that really need that rarity bump. but hopefully if they aren't included here, we'll see them later this year in another OTS pack, or maybe even in Battles of Legend. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you guys agree or disagree with me, or maybe have your own thoughts about what supers or ultimate rares should be coming up in the OTS Tournament Pack, please leave a comment down below as well. Also, if you guys have your opinions for what commons you think should be included in here, be sure to drop those down too. And as always, if you guys want to keep up to date with the latest Yu-Gi-Oh content from Tombox and myself, make sure that you are subscribed to MST.TV as well. And yeah, so until next time, guys, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.